What's up, guys? I have a new deck tech for y'all today, and it is a standard deck tech. It is very budget. It don't run that many rares, and if it does, they are all like 10-cent rares on Moto. And the deck is mono red aggro. I know I've been doing a lot of mono red lately. Just because like I love playing budget decks on Magic Online. I'd rather play a budget deck than drop hundreds of dollars on digital stuff. But I understand that there are some people that is all they have is Moto, and that's one of the reasons why me and a whole bunch of other YouTubers do Moto stuff. So I'll go straight into the deck and let y'all know what's in here and why. Starting with the 1-drops, you got 4 Legion Loyalist. Haste, 1/1 for a red battalion. Whenever Legion Loyalist and at least 2 other creatures attack, creatures you control get first strike and trample until end of turn and can't be blocked by creature tokens. Good card, because you're going to pump up all your stuff majority of the time. They're just going to be first strikers. I mean, and have trample if you need them to. So there you go on that. Second 1-drop we have is 4 Foundry Street Denizen, a 1/1 for 1 red. Whenever another red creature enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. He can get big quick. You got a lot of 1-drops and a lot of 2-drops. So there you go on it. We have 4 Akroan Crusader, a 1/1 for 1 red. Heroic, whenever you cast a spell that targets Akroan Crusader, put a 1/1 red soldier creature token with haste onto the battlefield. Extremely good card in my opinion, especially for this build. Then we're running 2 Firedrinker Satyrs. Very good against control actually, which surprised me a lot. It's a 2/1 for 1 red. Whenever it's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to you. And it has fire breathing for 1 in a red, and it will deal 1 damage to you every time you pump him. I've caught myself playing games and they're just doomblading this thing like it's nothing, trying to get rid of it as fast as they can, and that actually surprises me. And then we have 4 Rakdos Cackler, a 1/1 for a hybrid red-black with Unleash. Most of the time that's going to be your 1-drop, either it or the Akroan Crusader. Very good card. I don't understand why it would not be in here. And then going to the 2-drops, we've got 3 Goblin Diplomats, a 2/1 for 1 in red. Tap it. Each creature attacks this turn if able. It's mainly against your huge aggro decks. Most of the time it comes out against control, unless you're playing against Esper because of Elspeth. And most of the time they're not going to hit Elspeth when you're playing this deck. Going to the 3-drops, we have 4 Pyrewild Shaman. It's a 3/1 for 2 in a red. Blood Rush for 1 in a red. Discard it, gets +3/+1 until end of turn. And whenever 1 or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, if this is in your graveyard, you may pay 3. If you do, return it to your hand. Very good Blood Rush card. I don't really know what to say about this card. Like, this is really the first time I've used it. I've used it in drafts, and it's amazing. But in here, it's actually really good. And then for our 4-drops, we are running 2 Rubblebelt Maaka, a 3/3 for 3 in a red, with Blood Rush for 1 red. Discard it, gets target your creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. So there we go on creatures. We're running 27 creatures altogether. Now moving on to the instants and sorceries, we got 4 Lightning Strikes, which deals 3 damage to target creature or player for 1 in a red, and it's instant. Pretty much a lightning bolt. Running 4 Shocks, deals 2 damage to target creature or player for 1 red. And then 4 Titan Strength. Target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn. Scry 1 for 1 red. Very good card in this deck. And then you are running 4 Madcap Skills, 1 in a red enchantment. Enchanted creature gets +3/+0, and it can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. That's a very, very good card in here. That's all I can say about it. You can get around a whole bunch of stuff with Madcap Skills. And then for land base, we're running 17 basic mountains. Moving on to the sideboard, we're running one more Goblin Diplomats in board against your heavy aggro decks, and we're also running 2 more Firedrinker Satyrs against control. We're also running 2 Act of Treason against Blood Baron of Vizkopa because you just need it. As I said, this is a budget deck, so we're not running a mortars in here. Also, we're running 1 mountain in board just in case we get screwed on land during the first game. If we do, we're just going to side it in and take out something, or just leave it. We're also running 2 Peak Eruptions, 2 and a red for a sorcery. Destroy target mountain. Peak Eruption deals 3 damage to that land's controller. It can come in against green-red monsters. It can come in against Chained to the Rocks. That's mainly why it's in here. It's really needed. We're also running 3 Electrickery. 1 red for an instant, deals 1 damage to target creature you don't control, or overload it to deal 1 damage to each creature you don't control. I would rather be running Mizium Mortars, and honestly I could, but as I said, it's a budget build, but Mizium Mortars is the way to go on this, because it gets rid of Blood Baron. And then also we're running 4 Skullcracks, 1 in red, instant. Players can't gain life this turn. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Skullcrack deals 3 damage to that target player. That's pretty much against Blood Barons. You'll, right when they go to gain life during that trigger, you'll Skullcrack them, and there you go. I know I've been playing games a lot in my deck text, but I'm not going to do that this time. Just because I don't feel that this deck is top tier. I know that mono red that I built in modern, it's not really top tier, but I mean I've won 2 dailies with it so far, so I kind of consider it one. And then with the Urza eggs, I've played in a couple of 2-mans with it, and it's really good. I think this deck maybe at most, if you get the mortars, it's going to be maybe $20. It is very cheap, very inexpensive to build. So all you budget players out there, here you go. Here's you a fun little deck to play. If you're just now starting out, very good deck. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed it, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.